This question comes from Mr. Adam Muaz Kulibali from Ivory Coast. His question is, what scientific explanation could we give to the ilm al-adad, the knowledge of figures? What's the truth behind this explanation?
It all depends on who is employing this knowledge and whether his employment of the knowledge is right or wrong. Some people are dedicated to the figures and they go on calculating things from this and that, and they lose common sense on the way to the understanding of figures. So the figures become everything for them. But there are figures which are supported by the Holy Quran, which are supported by the internal logic of the figures. They must be right, and the Holy Quran speaks of adad and their meaningfulness, and muqatta'at themselves are in fact indicative of the truth of adad. So some interpretations of muqatta'at deal with the number of the letters which they contain. So it's a very big question as to where the people are right and where the people are wrong. But I have given you the principle. Whenever the figures are supported by the Quran or by the internal logic of figures themselves, then they should be accepted, otherwise they should be ruled out. They should not be given over much importance. Most certainly not. Because if the Quran meant to give them over much importance, the figures should have been apparent and clear. It's not for a scholar, it should not have been for a scholar to be born after 1400 years and start studying the figures and its significance. These are things which are very specially addressed to in the intellectuals. The different types of people in the world. The Quran has very plain verses which have apparent meaning, which is understandable by all. But then it has many higher tiers of meanings. And some of the Quran is in fact addressed to very scholarly people, to convince them of the truth of the Quran. So figures generally deal with those people. When they find any meaningfulness to some figures, through them the rest of the world also knows.
Jazakumullah.